I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. There is the recent incidents at Owologbo in Isoko North local government area of Delta State, where a bishop that came for a funeral service or ceremony was eliminated in his hotel room. He's from that community, but I want to share some tips with you. Staying in hotels is one of the most dangerous things in Nigeria and some parts of the world. I want to share some of my experiences with you so that you might learn. I stay in hotels a lot. In fact, in one of the years when I was much younger, that I stayed home for 21 days consecutively, my family rejoiced. They were celebrating that I was at home for 21 days consecutively. Then I was traveling a lot and staying in hotels all over Nigeria and beyond. I was in a hotel in a country in Africa. I don't want to mention that country to generate controversy because of I have a big fan base from that area now, but I would mention a name. I traveled there with Reverend Ima Adimora, and we were in this hotel and we were having so many visitors because when we finished preaching, a lot of people wanted to come and see us. One of the days we were sitting outside in the lobby and I saw two police officers walk in and they went inside the hotel room. Went inside the hotel. Another time, another set came and I had the premonition that the management of the hotel had called the police that there were two Nigerians here who were receiving unusual number of visitors. They could have thought that maybe we were drug dealers. And I know that when we went out, they searched our room or rooms. Did we stay together or stay separately? We stayed separately. Now, if we were not fortunate, and if that country was not a decent country as at then, they could have planted drugs in our room or rooms and eventually implicate us. If it is in some countries where the police will want to extort money from you, they could plant drugs and then plant any evidence and then incriminate you and extort money from you. We went to another hotel in another part of that country because I think we stayed there for 3 months. We went to another part of the country and Ima Adimora was smart. He placed something like a tape across the door as we were going out. And he told them, don't dress this room. Remember, the hotel people have an extra key. They have a master key that opens your room. By the time we came back, That mark he put on the door and the outside had been broken, that seal. It meant that people entered our room, most likely police officers, because we had a lot of visitors, church members, pastors who wanted us to preach and all kinds. Meant that they entered our room. In the one at the first capital city, there were things he placed somewhere. They were not the way he placed them. His father is a retired police officer, or was a retired police officer then. So you can be implicated in a hotel room innocently. The next thing is that when you enter a hotel room, when you open the wardrobe, knock on the wall. When you knock on the wall, the whole wall of the hotel room, you might be shocked that it is particle board, detachable plywood that is used to separate you from the next room. And so one of the things that was happening in one part of the country where they were killing guests is that they detach that detachable part of the wardrobe and pass through the wardrobe to suffocate the person sleeping and eliminate the person at night. And then they do whatever they want to do. They can bury the person in the garden. And so you will hear of people traveling from Lagos to one place. They never got there and they are never seen. Maybe they got somewhere late and they just checked in. When you lodge in a hotel, there is a system people have devised to check for cameras, particularly if you are a popular person or celebrity. That's how they get nude pictures and sex tips. There are hotels that gather sex tips of guests and they sell them to pornographic sites. You might not know. Some of those things over the bed that you see, they blink. They blink. Go there, use something to cover it for some time, wait for a reaction. Somebody had gone to a country for pilgrimage. He didn't know there was camera in the room. It was when he covered that suspicious thing that they called him from reception. They put bugs in hotel rooms of critics of government, and they put cameras. If you go there with a lady, they will get your videos and government will call for you one day. They will just call you innocently. You will just go, and before you know it, they will, in the reception, you just see the TV playing films. Suddenly it's your film you will see. When you see your film, you'll be so shocked. And then immediately you see that film, the psychologist, they will just call you inside to see the big man. The big man can be a security big man, can be a political big man. First thing he will tell you, please don't mind all these overzealous boys. We didn't send them to do what you saw there on television. It's just that those who live in glass houses should not throw stones, Pastor, we are all human. Bishop, we are all human. Or barrister, you are maybe a social activist. We are all human and we understand. I'm going to tell them to destroy all the films and all that. But we appreciate the work you are doing in this country. You are keeping us on our toes and we hopefully will put these things into practice. And the things you are telling us, listen before you know it. If you are not careful, if you drove down, you will see a bag of money in the trunk of your car when you get home, or when you want to put something in the trunk of your car. Lots of money. And if you are not disciplined enough, you will not return it. The resultant effect is that they will tell you, I hope you have arrived home safely. I hope you saw what we left in your car. Thank you. Just use it to buy something for madam. You go explain tire. That's why you see some people, whoa, 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 whoa. By the time they come from wherever they went, I won't mention any capital city of any country, you find out that they have mellowed down, particularly men of God. I came down from a hotel to enter a taxi to where I was to travel. The taxi driver said, "Are you Dr. Charles Apoki?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Do you know they monitor you?" I said, "I do." When you enter your hotel room, apart from the key that opens the door, there is a lock you can turn, there is a bolt you can put, and then there is a chain with something that hooks the door. Please, if possible, put it at all times. I was in a hotel with my wife at Warri. We went to preach. Beautiful hotel. Everything in my room was bluish. There are some rooms, everything green, everything like that. And so I saw a girl I was about to enter the lift, and the girl was also trying to enter. And then she asked me, which floor? I said, second floor. Then we got to the second floor. She went towards facing you now. She went to the left. I went to the right. I didn't know she was observing me. When I entered my suite, after some minutes, I heard a knock. And then I opened the door. I didn't open it fully. That chain was holding it. It was the lady in the lift. I didn't recognize her. Beautiful lady. "Can I help you?" She said, "Oh, it's your friend in the lift. Can I come into your room? Your room looks beautiful." And I said, "My wife is here. You can't come in." That was what saved me. She could be an agent. If that lock is not there, I've heard of a man of God. They didn't know his wife was with him. Just opened the door for a lady, and a lady jumped on him, and cameras went, but the wife was there. Put that lock and put that bolt, because you might be sleeping at night and a naked lady can come on top of you and cameras will click and your reputation is gone. Be extremely careful. You can stay in a hotel and they don't discuss unnecessarily. Don't give details about who you are, what you are doing there, unless you are leaving. That man most probably discussed outside, because the boys who went inside and eliminated him were outside, and then they discussed with the manager according to the interview Bright Edafe had with them, and then they promised the manager 5 million to collect something from the man. What are they going to collect? How much did the man come there with? And always inform people the hotel you are in, the room number, call your wife, call people. What I used to do when I was much younger, I always called somebody living in town to come and stay with me. I would tell them, book a suite. And it's not pride, it's my safety. And so there are 2 rooms. I always call the younger person to come and stay with me, eat with me, and so that he can sleep in one of the rooms. Usually there are big chairs and all that, or sleep with me on the same bed for your safety, always. Nowadays, I travel with my PA, and I always tell them I want him to stay in a room adjacent to me. Once they know you are with somebody, there is that restraint. Always look at the hotel. How does this hotel look like? Like that hotel, it was a dirty hotel, a scruffy hotel. Instead of staying in that hotel, you could stay in a bigger hotel with more security, more guests, and then travel to that place of the funeral the next day instead of risking, because hotel that they can lock with padlock must be a very terrible hotel. Oh, I slept in some of those terrible places when I was a young preacher. Terrible places. The buckets, when you touch inside, they are like okra. Be very careful before you allow any person in. Who are you? And try and know the names of some of these workers and be nice to them. So try to verify who is coming in before you open. Don't broadcast your address where you are. Your enemies can easily trace you. Sometimes share the information of that hotel after you have left there, or the city after you have left there. That means if you are a content creator or whatever, it is after you have left there that you put them out. And make sure if you are not feeling well, you tell somebody, call your wife, call your children, call somebody, call the person who put you there. Always stay in some particular hotels where you have experienced good security and safety. And instruct the hotel people. Good hotels, if somebody is coming, they will call you. If the person is leaving, they will call you again, whether the person that you are aware that the person has left. Because if they call you, you don't answer, they will hold that person. So these are some of the security measures you take when you stay in hotels. They have the spare key. They can be very, very dangerous. Avoid hotels where these young boys stay. Where you want to stay might be more expensive, but it might be more secure. These are some of the dangers I have seen in hotels. Hotels can become very, very dangerous. If you have diseases like asthma, try to make sure that you don't use the AC throughout the night. Let the remote be near you. Make sure you have your inhaler close by. Make sure you check your blood pressure before you sleep. If you took any medications, let the medications be visible on top of the table so that people can verify. And make sure you don't drink alcohol with some medications. There are some medications that are not compatible with even some fruits. Like amlodipine is very dangerous if you take it with apple, with grape, that red grape. Very dangerous. When you get up from your bed, sit for a while. Put your legs down, sit for a while before you go to the restroom. Don't abruptly stand up. Make sure you are very careful in the bathroom so that you don't slip, you don't fall. When your phone rings and you're in the bathroom, even in your house, don't be in a hurry to go and collect it. Leave it there. Let it finish ringing. If it is important, they will call you. If the person is important, you can call the person back. Because the hurry with soap on your feet to come and pick the phone, you can fall down and crack your skull. And anything can happen. The list goes on and on. But hotels have become very, very dangerous in Nigeria and several other countries all over the world. I sympathize with I extend my condolences to the man that died in the hotel. I just thank the youths and the people of that town for going to investigate and apprehending the culprits. The police is on top of that action. And I suggest that there must be CCTV cameras in the corridors and in the reception with solar energy powered CCTV cameras to monitor any person that comes to the hotel room. And for those of you who are narcologists, you don't knock and knock on the door of hell. Don't take medicines you will die foolishly. You die foolishly. If you must knock with your wife enough before you travel. Detoxify yourself. Don't go and take medications at this age bracket to knock. You can knock yourself into hell. I fear narcology outside my regular airport, my wife. God bless you. I remain Dr. Charles Apoki. I have a webinar coming up on the 18th and on the 19th of April. Send a message to +234 80 21 21 92 62 to register for the webinar. I have properties for sale. You can also send a message to that same number +234 80 21 21 92 62. We have a plan for people. You can pay over a period of 6 months. And a lot of people have capitalized on it and bought properties. God bless you. The number again +234 80 21 21 92 62.